Hello and welcome to Wednesday's edition of Cracking the Cryptic and a quite bananas looking puzzle for you today. I mean, you're going to look at this grid and I reckon 90% of you know who this puzzle's by already. It's by Marty Sears. It's called Gross Misconduct, and apparently this was made by Marty as a birthday present for the constructor Lake, who invented part of the rules. So in this puzzle you can see it's bigger than usual. It's 12 by 12, and that's because each row, column and 12 cell box not only has to contain the digits 1 to 9, but it has to contain a letter, either, well, all of 1R, 1B and 1C, when the R represents the row number. So if this was an R, well, hang on, I'm going to have to allow myself to write R in the grid. So if this was an R, that's in the 5th row, so that would count as a 5 for the purposes of the clues. If this was a C, it would count as a 7. And if it was a B, 1, 2, 3, that's in the 5th box, so that would count as a 5. I mean, it's absolute lunacy, this. It's lunar. I mean, you look at it, and I look at it as somebody who solved 1 or 2 puzzles over the years, and it just looks, it looks bonkers. What's going on with this black dot pyramid here? I mean, it looks quite impossible. But anyway, it's got 4 stars out of 5 for difficulty, so apparently not quite impossible. And the comments on Logic Masters about this suggest it's one of the greatest puzzles basically that's ever been made. So I'm looking forward to having it a go. Having a go at it. That's weird. That is a weird sort of misstatement. But hopefully my brain will at least allow me to structure my sentences in the correct order from now on. We shall see. Anyway, before I read you the rules, what else do I need to tell you about? Let's have a quick check-in on the competition. Oh, hang on, how do I do this? Let's go over here. Why don't we let's do this first today. So if I refresh this is going to tell us how many, or it'll show us the shape of the solves. Oh, is it? Well, it would do if my internet worked. Is my internet down? Oh no, here we go. So we're at 518 is the minimum now, and the maximum is at 1831. It's incredible. It really is. So that's yes, it's up 50 from yesterday for the first puzzle, and up about 50 on the final puzzle as well. So phenomenal. Everybody who's managing to get through the 68 puzzles from the Skunkworks has done tremendous work, and congratulations to you all. And the competition's still running until the 20th, so if you want to have a go, get over to Patreon now. If you're not a patron, it's a couple of bucks a month to join us over there. That's the second time that my words have got muddled up. Oh goodness, I hope I'm not getting ill. Anyway, go over to Patreon. It's a couple of bucks a month to join us over there, and yeah, you'll find lots of extra content, all of which is rather wonderful if you like puzzles. Now, what else can I do? Birthdays. Let's have a look at the list of birthdays. I've only got a couple of birthdays to do today, and one of these is just a comment that I noticed from somebody a couple of days ago on one of the videos. So I'm not always going to pick those up if people leave comments saying it's their birthdays. But Hunter, over there in Alabama, I think you've turned 25 today. I hope I've got that right. And if I have got that right, then Hunter, many happy returns. I hope you get some chocolate cake, and I hope it is very heavily iced. And also, I'm going to say happy birthday to Kaylin, who I think is a student over there in Canada. And you have been watching, Kaylin, since the original Miracle Sudoku. We had another Miracle Sudoku on the channel yesterday. James Kopp's, what was it called? The Golden Arrow or something, which is a really great puzzle, so do check that out. But the original Miracle, which was, I want to say back in 2020, how can that possibly be the case? But it might be. It might be. That was, of course, by Mitchell Lee. And, yeah, many of you, I suspect, found the channel at that time. So anyway, Kaylin, happy birthday. I hope the chocolate cake is good. I think that's all the news today. So we're going to do battle with Marty Sears, who I think I might see Marty actually when we go to Stratford. We're doing a live edition of Cracking the Cryptic at the Stratford-upon-Avon Literary Festival on the 2nd of November. That might actually be worth mentioning because I heard from the organisers yesterday that there's 30 tickets left, which isn't many. So if you do want to come along to that, it's in the morning in Stratford-upon-Avon that day, then you might want to grab a ticket fairly soon. Anyway, let's have a look at Gross Misconduct and see what Marty's got in store for us. We have got, let me just make sure I'm in the right place for the rules. Fill the grid with the digits 1 to 9 plus the letters R, B and C so that no letter or digit repeats in any row, 3x4 box or column. So it's sort of normal Sudoku rules, but with the digits or the letters R, B and C as well. 3x4 boxes are numbered 1 to 12 in normal reading order. Oh, I see. So that's just saying this is box 1, this is box 2, this is box 3, box 4, box 5, box 6, box 7, box 8, box 9, box 10, box 11, box 12, nori nori. That is how that works. The value of an R equals its row number, the value of a B equals its box number, and the value of a C equals its column number. Black KROPKI. If two values are joined by a black dot, one is double the other. So there are a whole smattering of black dots. So I'm going to ignore the RBC. That's the Royal Bank of Canada, isn't it? Yeah, right. Sorry, that's me from a prior time. But anyway, if this is a 2, let's ignore the RBC elements of this. If this was a 2, the value of this is either going to be 4 because 4 is double 2, or 1 because 2 is double 1. One of those things. RENBAN. Values along a pink line, let's look at this one, form a non-repeating consecutive sequence arranged in some order. So if this was a 1, then these two digits would have to be 2 and 3 in some order in order to make sure that the overall line contained a consecutive sequence. Again, in all of these things, I'm ignoring the RBC considerations. German whisper. Adjacent values on a green line have a difference of at least 5. So let's look at this one. So if this was a 1, this would have to be a 6, 7, 8 or 9 in order to be sufficiently different from the digit 1. Arrows. Values along an arrow sum to the value in the attached circle. So that looks like the simplest. Oh no, this one might be simpler. So if that was 4 and that was 5, 4 plus 5 equals 9, and you would write 9 into the circle. Oh, and this is the last line. This is the last rule. Same difference. Adjacent values on a turquoise line. So that must be this looks like a region sum line, but no, apparently this is a same difference line. Adjacent values on a turquoise line have the same difference. This difference may be different for different turquoise lines. Right. So, okay, so say that was a 2 and this was a 4. The difference between these two values is 2. So the difference between these two values needs to be 2. So this would either be 2 or 6, I think is how that works. And they are all of the rules. A quick thing before we kick off, just to say, if you do want to draw, two things actually I've remembered. If you do want to write letters into the grid, you will need to enable the letter tool in the software. So just click the cog icon by the side of the grid and make sure you've got your letter tool enabled. You can see I always have my letter tool and my pen tool enabled. And apparently if you play this on a mobile phone, then you're going to need to click, I'll put a mobile friendly version under the grid. And I think in that version, maybe instead of R, you have to use A. Because I think on the mobile you don't have access to a keypad, a hole with all the letters on it. So Marty's made a version where you can still play this puzzle, but you'll have to treat an A as an R. A and R are actually quite similar, sort of, to look at, so that should be fine. Anyway, I am not going to worry about that. but I am going to worry about how to solve the puzzle. Do have a go. The way to play is to click one of the links under the video. But now I get to play. Let's get cracking. I love this this sort of office furniture or grid furniture that's going to allow me to immediately know that's row 6, for example. So it must, well, it might be the whisper. So let's just think this through. So I can't put the digits 10, 11, 12 in the puzzle, but I can generate values of 10, 11 and 12. For example, in that cell, if that was a C, it would have the value of 10. So that cell would have the value of 12 if it was an R, B or a C. It's in row 12, column 12 and box 12. So, okay, so, oh no, that wouldn't quite work. So in that portion of the grid, is it true to say, and it might not be, but let me just think about this for a second. In that portion of the grid, is it true to say that we can only consider the values 1 to 9? I think that must be right, mustn't it? Because even if I use R, B's and C's, and I will have to use some of them in that portion of the grid, the value they would assume would be, we're in a maximum box number of 9, so that's normal. We're in a maximum row number of 9, so that's normal. And we're in a maximum column number of 9, so that's normal. So within that area of the grid, we don't have to worry about nonsense. That's how I will phrase it. We don't have to worry about nonsense. But once we go into this portion of the grid, which is quite a lot of it actually, we might have to worry about nonsense. And knowing Marty, we will have to worry about nonsense. So that is the part of the grid that could be filled with nonsense. Right, so I'm going to start on this black dot sequence then, because that can't have anything too strange on it. And 1, 2, 4. Yeah, but there has to be something odd about that sequence. And the reason for that is, even if I start with the very lowest number I can, which is a 1, knowledge bomb, and then I know that one of these is double an x, so I can go to 2, then I can double again, I can go to 8, 4, I can double again and go to 8, but I can't make this into a 16. 16 is actually an impossible value in this puzzle. So this would have to go back to 4, which would actually be an R, wouldn't it, in this instance? But okay, but the point I was going to make is that in that sequence, there must be at least one letter. And okay, so I just want to check whether or not, I know I can't, because I can't generate any values that are higher than 9 here. I can't do sort of 3, 6. You see, I could make that 3 if that was a column number. But then how would I generate 2 values of 6? No. Okay, so this sequence is not, I mean, if it's not involving 1s, 2s, 4s and 8s, which was, I think, is overwhelmingly likely just from looking at it, and it indeed is the case, it would have to be using 3s and 6s, because 5s and 10s are not going to work here. You can't do 5 and then 10, because you can't generate a value of 10 in this portion of the grid. So 3, 6, and then you'd have to go back down to 3 again, because you can't go to 12. That might have been possible, and even if that was a C, it would be possible. But then I've got this problem. The value of this is 3, so both of these values have to be 6, because neither can be 1.5. Now I can put one actual 6 in, but the other digit would have to be either this isn't in row 6 and it's not in box 6, so that doesn't work. So okay, so all I'm going to say is that this series of values here are definitely constituted of 1, 2, 4 and 8 in terms of values, not necessarily in terms of digits I'm going to put in the grid, but values. And that's going to propagate down there, so the whole of that pyramid there. I mean, what I want to do, I don't really want to do it 1, 2, 4, 8. But obviously, well, this actually, that row is less. Oh no, no, that's terrible. It's terrible. This is box 4. Oh, good grief. Right, okay, so okay, so it's not just the case that I can make, oh goodness me, actually there's also, I'm now seeing there's all sorts of possibilities available in here, because this is in box number 4. So I could use a B in any of those cells. This is in column 2, so I could use a C instead of a 2. I could use a C instead of a 4. Well, hang on. Right, oh, I see. Yeah, okay. So in fact, yes, oh, this is a good point. Right, I finally appreciated something. Those cells actually do include RB and C, because the values on this portion of the grid are 1, 2, 4 and 8, but there are 7 cells there, and I can only put the digits 1, 2, 4 and 8 into 4 of those cells without breaking Sudoku. So the other 3 values are going to be R, B and C. So now we can pencil mark. So right, so I don't want an R in those cells because that would have the value of 5. So there is an R in one of those. This is absolutely ridiculous. There is an R in one of these. There must be, you see, there could be a C here. This is really, really complicated. There could be a C here. There could be a C here. A C in any one of these 5 positions generates a correct or a possibly correct value. You can't put a C here because a value of 3 is of no use nor ornament to us. Okay, but then the box number B can go in all of them, because that's just a 4. And now look at this. I mean, this is absolute nonsense. I mean, it's so complicated you can barely fit the pencil mark in. Okay, so let me think about this. So right, so what we could do, I'm looking at this cell, and I might also look at this cell in a moment. I don't think either of those can be a 1. And the reason I say that is I think both of these cells have 3, if we focus on this cell just for a second, that has 3 connections across black dots. So if this was a 1, I have to generate a value of 2 3 times in the box. I could put a real 2 in, I could put a column 2 in, but B is always having the value of 4, and R is going to have the value of 4 in this congregation because it needs to, because there are 7 such cells. So that won't work, and the same is true for that. So neither of these can be 1, I'm going to claim. Now, the same must be true of this. No, is the same true of that? No, it might not be, because this is outside the box. So if that was an actual 2, and this was an actual 2, and that was, oh, that can't be a column 2 though. No, that can't be 1 either, because in order to have a C with a value of 2, it would have to be over here. So that same is true here. I can't generate a C with a value of 2. Here I could. If that was a 1, that could be a C. And that could be an actual 2. Oh, hang on, there's an arrow here. Let me just check this arrow. Oh, no, it's not. It's not actually a very long arrow. It's only got 4 cells on it. Okay, sorry, and you can repeat digits. So, I see, though, that digit has to not be 1, 2, 4, or 8. So that's at least a 3. And that can't be a 1. Oh, nearly. Very nearly, actually. That was nearly a good point, and then it didn't work. Hang on. This digit can't be too large. Yeah, because what I've suddenly noticed is because 1, 2, 4, and 8 are used in that. I mean, let's just mark these up. They are 3, 5, 6, 7, 9, I think. So I want to look at this cell, because the work we did right at the start told us that in this portion of the grid there were no values greater than 9. So this cell, although it could be an R, because it's in row 9, it would still only have the value of 9. So the maximum value of this is 9, but the minimum value of those two cells would be a 3 here and a 2 here. We couldn't use a B because B would have the value 4. So in fact this can't be B. It just can't be B. Because if it was B at 4 plus 3 plus at least a 1, 2 pair. Oh, unless I've just had a horrible thought again. I mean, it doesn't affect this, but in my brain I look at this and I say the minimum value is a 1, 2 pair. And that's not true. It is true in that particular case. But yeah, look at these two cells. One of these could be a 1. One of these could be an R, which would have the value of 1, and that could be a 2, which just, I mean, that looks balmy. So, but here, whether we replace these with funny letters or not, they're still going to be, they can't be as low as a 1. Well, they could be a 1 and a 2, but they can't be lower than that. They're in rows 7 and 8, column 3 and 4, and box 7. So the minimum value of those is a 1 and a 2, 3. So this definitely can't be 8. This definitely can't be 9. It can't be 7. It can't be 6. Can it be 5? No. That's it. Okay, we've got a digit. If this was 5, this would be 2 minimum. So that's 7, and plus 1 plus 2 is still 10. And I cannot give that the value of 10. So that is a 3. I think, and none of these are 3s, none of these are 3s. Now, if this was a 4, that's still a problem. Okay, so this deduction entirely hangs on this not being able to be a 1. So I'm just going to recheck that in case I've missed a possibility. I don't think you can. That could be C for a value of 2. If that's a 1. C, let's say that's the 2. There's no way that could be a 2, and it would need to be. Right, so this is a 2. And that, oh, so now, right, now I take the number 2 out of all of those. Sorry, I know I've paused. I'm just trying to think about what that means. It's so weird. I think that can't be an 8 now. That's what that means. And that can't be an 8, and that can't be an 8. I don't think that can be a 4 then. Because this value here, this is a really weird thing to say, but it's either actually 4, or it's a B which has the value of 4, or it's an R that has the value of 4. So the value of this cell is, I'm going to put it in the corner, 4. So this can't have the actual value of 4. or be a B, or a C. You see, I think this might have to be an 8, but that might be wrong. This is just so... I mean, it's quite funny because it's so ridiculous. If that has the value of 4, can that have the value of 2? No, there's no way. So this does have the value of 8. And how do you generate a value of 8? You have to write 8 in. So that's got the value of 8. This is not an 8. This is not an 8. So this has a value of 4, which means it can't be a C. Because C here... No, that's wrong. Because C is in the 4th column. In my mind, I've got C being 2. Oh, dear. Okay, that can't be a C, because that would have the value of 2. And 2 and 2 are not in a ratio of 1 to 2. So 1, 4B, that 1, 4B are definitely possible in that cell. 4 here. So this can't be a 4. Oh, yeah, this... Oh, okay, this is it. This is it. This is a C. This cell. Because if it was B or R, it would have the value of 4, and it wouldn't have the correct ratio. So the way that has to work is that that's C. And now I can chop C out of some of these cells. So C has the value of 2 here. Which is of no use nor ornament, is it? And this... Oh, wait a second. Well, let's be careful. I'm not sure I trust this. I'm not sure. Because, I mean, I haven't used the logic in this cell yet. But I've labelled it in a completely undiligent way, haven't I? I've labelled this with 1, 2 or 4, but why couldn't that be R? Oh, okay, it can only be R. It can only be R if it's a naughty, because it's in column 5, which isn't useful, and it's in box 5, which isn't useful. But could it be R? Well, actually, no, it can't be R. But that's okay. I'm glad I considered it, because otherwise the comments would have pulled me up on it correctly. It can't be R, because where's R in box this collection? And neither of these seems to be able to be R. But why? Oh, because that's in row 5, of course. Right. Yeah. So there is an R in one of those, which means this is not R. So it hasn't really taken us forward, but it did deal with a logical lacuna that I'd missed. Now, I mean, what do we do with that, though? The thing is, all the letters have a value of 4. I still haven't put the number 4 in, and I haven't put the number 1 in. If you put the number 1 there, you can't put 1... That's a RENBAN, isn't it? Let me just double check. Yeah, it's a RENBAN. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's an 8-cell RENBAN, but it could... Oh, I suppose it could only have... Wait a minute. How many silly values can this have on it? None of those can be silly. But when you get down here, these are rows 10, 11, 12. But you can only put 1 R in. So you can have 1 R. Oh, bobbins. It's in box 10 as well. So if you certainly can't have a 12 value on this, because you couldn't generate the 11 and the 10. You could have an 11 value on it, but only if that is an R. It's the only way of generating the 11 value. And then you could have a box number of 10 if it was in one of those. So So the maximum this sequence is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is it's an 8 length sequence, so it could be 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Or more likely, well, if this isn't a 1, then it could just be 1 to 8. So, how on earth do we... I'm sorry, I don't know what to do with that. Okay, let's go back to this arrow, sorry, because I think I can do more on this arrow. I've got 5 on it so far. So these cannot have a value that's more than 4. But again, I mean, that's true. So one of them must be a 1. I can't create values of 2s in both of these cells. In fact, in either of these cells. It's box 7. The rows are massive and are irrelevant. Column, if that could be a C, could that be a C1? And then that would be a 9. Okay, the value of this cell is either 8, 9, or its row number. That I think is true. I think one of those has to be a 1, because otherwise I think they get too big. Now, in terms of pure digits, you could have 1, 2 or 1, 3 and it would be fine, and that can't be a 2. But this column being a C, I think we have to include that possibility. I don't think this column being a 4 would be of any use. 1 plus 4 is too big, because this would have a value of 10. Yeah, okay, so this I think is the full pencil marking of this arrow now. Now, see, we've even got to be so careful here, look. Because this digit, whatever it is, this has to have the same value as it. So this could be 5, 6, 7, 9, but that's in row 7, so that could be R. It's in box 7, so it could be B. So if that's a 7, and that could be B or R. See, you can't do anything. There's no 1 on this arrow. There is a genuine 1 in one of those cells. That I feel is correct. So this, the minimum values of there would be double 2 probably, if that was... Oh no, we can't repeat the column number. So the minimum value of this cell is actually... Oh, hang on. Yeah, maybe this number's a bit bigger than I was expecting. It can't be a 1. It can't have a value of 2 because it can't be the column number. It can't have the value of 3 because it would have to actually just be a 3. So its value is at least 4, I'm going to claim. And the value of this is... Ooh. The value of this is what? It can't be a 1, it can't be a 2. Maybe it could be a C and have a value of 3. So 3 plus 4, so this is at least a 7, I think. So 7, 8, oh, hang on. 7, 8, 9. But it's in row 9. Oh, and that means its box number could work. Because box 7, I could have kept that down to 7. I mean, this is very difficult, I think. That is what I've concluded. Now, where on earth do we look now? This is not a region sum line, is it? So I can't look at that cell and add those 3 digits up and write it in there. I don't want to think about this. I really don't. I mean, is there something to be... Normally you can't put 5 on a German whisper. And that's because I mean, if you're in a normal world, which Marty's brain is definitely not part of that. On the Venn diagram, you know, normal world, Marty's brain, 0 overlap, just 0. Let's just leave it like that. Now, so if this was, well, if that was a 5, let's make it easy for ourselves. If that's a 5, you've got to find one neighbour for 5. And if we're ignoring the RBC rules, this digit would have to, if we went higher, a digit that's 5 different would be a 10. That doesn't work. And if we go lower, we get 0 or negative numbers, and they don't work. However, in this puzzle, right, okay, well, I was about to say something that's actually wrong. I was about to say you could put a 5 here, because I thought I could generate 2 high. I can't. Okay, hang on. You can't actually generate 2 high values. No. That's interesting. So if there is a 5 on this line, it's still hard to place, and that is because R doesn't get me anywhere, because that creates a value of 3, and B doesn't get me anywhere because these are in boxes 1, 2 and 3, but C would get me somewhere if it was in one of those positions. But actually, if there was a 5 on here, because it couldn't have 2 neighbours, it could only have the neighbour of C, 5 would have to be there, exactly there, and this would be a C and have the value of 11. So they would be 6 different. So I mean, that does feel like a Marty-esque move, doesn't it? But I don't see why. Why could you not have a 5 there? If you had a 5 here, you couldn't have 5 on the RENBAN. Which, well... Right. This is really clever. Okay. Yeah, this is really clever. Right, what I should have done, and I didn't do, is I should have said, okay, this is a length 8 RENBAN, and therefore what I should have done is to isolate the values that have to appear on this RENBAN. Because if it starts with a 1, it's got to have the values 1 to 8 on it. And if it starts with an 11, which we said was the highest value it could have had, I think it went down as far as 4. Let's just double check that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, that's 8 digits. So it definitely has quite a lot. Well, in terms of values, it's got the value 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 on it. Now that's all very well, but this is in column 1. So those values of 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8 are not being generated by the C, the letter C rather than the Mediterranean Sea, for example. Hopefully that's clear. Now, what about box numbers? You could generate, I can't put B in those, you could generate a 7 here, or a 10 there with a B. You could generate 7, 8, 9, 10 or 11 using the power of R. So that means 2 things, I think. 3 things. The values 4, 5 and 6 have to appear on this line, don't they? And they are actually digits on that line then, I think. Now that might be wrong, but I think that's logical. a C would give a 1, that's a no use. An R would give 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Well, they don't include the digits 4, 5 and 6. And a B, I can't put B in here, so it doesn't generate a value of 4. So it's either giving me a value of 7 or a value of 10. Yeah, so on this line, 4, 5 and 6 appear. And that's quite interesting for this cell, which now can no longer be a 4. But I think it's more interesting for this line, because given that there is a 5 on this line, actually I'm going to do this, it's a horrible pencil mark, so forgive me for doing this, but this has got 4, 5 and 6 on it. So 5 in row 3 is on the green line, and we've just worked out that if it's on the green line, that we can only generate one valid neighbour, and that's if we put 5 here next to C. So I'm going to do that and trust the logic that we did. And this has the value now of 11. Now is it to do with 6 then? Or and 4? Hang on. No, it probably is. I'm sure it is, actually. I'm sure that Marty has done something with this line involving 4 and 6, which now both have to appear on it. But one of them has to be in the middle of the line, because I can't make that one 4 and 6. Does that have to be 6? I am very much not claiming that, but I'm going to think it through. So, obviously, well, why am I worried about 4 and 6? I'm worried about 4 and 6 because 4 normally, and indeed I'm going to claim on this line, only has the partner of 9. It's the only Sudoku digit that's 5 different. Now, of course, in this puzzle, we also have the issue of things like this cell. But along this line, this has a value of 11. But no, if we were to put R's and B's along the line, they wouldn't have high values. They'd have low values. This is row 3, and the box number would be 1, 2, or 3. So if this is not a 4, and 4 is along the line, 4 is here with a 9 here. That is a truth. And then you'd have an issue with 6 on the line, which would have to go here next to a 1. No, that might be wrong, you know. That might be wrong, because I've suddenly realised I could generate. Oh, this is malicious. This puzzle is malicious. The thing I've realised, of course, is that B has a value of 1. Oh, this is horrible. Marty, this is horrible. So why indeed couldn't that be B? And then this be 6, this be B, which has a value of 1, and that be actual 1. And that would allow me to put 6 in the middle of the line. Oh dear, this is it's unbelievably complicated. Oh, I don't know. Okay, so sorry, let's go back and let me rethink this now. So if 4 is on the line, I don't know where it goes. It could go here, and that would be a 9. That would be useful for this. Or it could go here, and that could be a 9. And then 6 could go here, because this is an 11, remember, and they would be 5 apart. And then if this was a 6, this would be a 1. And that would actually be a real 1. And then 4 would have to appear on the line, because 4 can't be here. And 4 could only have one neighbour, so this would be a 4. Oh, hang on, am I going through the same point now? Oh, I'm getting so confused. This is so confusing. I think I am. Okay, that could be a 6, that would be a 4. Yeah, okay, no, that's fine. But then the other problem with 6 is that 6 could go here. And that would be 4 with a 9. 6 could go here with a 1 and a B either side of it. 6 could go here with a very specifically a B there and a 1 here. Because if this was B, it would have a value of 2 because it would have flicked over into this box. But or is there something else I meant to grok about the RENBAN, about what digits it has to have on it? That's... I don't know. I really don't know. It's not that black dot, is it? That can't have 4 or 6 on it. But the thing is, it's yeah, I think, yeah, this could have R's, P's and C's on it, and it would be quite happy. It would be perfectly happy with itself. Yeah, it would be really nice if I knew what this RENBAN's constituents were. Like, if I knew it needed a big digit on it for some reason. Is there some reason I know for sure? So that's quite interesting. If that is B, then I can't put B on this line, which means I can never get the value of 10 on the line unless I use an R here. And then I couldn't have a value of 11. And that would require this line to have a 3 on it. Or, okay, let's, I don't, oh, okay, what we might be able to do, I've had a different thought. 1, 2, 3, that is on the green line. Yeah, that is on the green line. Sorry, I was just wondering whether actually that wasn't on the green line, but I can see the green line is going into that cell. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's 4 dominoes. But I can never put... Oh, I know what this might be. I know what we might be able to do with row 3. I've got loads and loads of low values that I can put along this green line. Loads and loads of them, because I can put the digits 1, 2, 3 and 4. They're fine. And I can put R's and B's, which also have low values. But note, all of those low values could never go adjacent on the line, could they? They couldn't. So I'm going to need my high values, my real high values, I'm going to call them 6, 7, 8 and 9, to help me out of trouble here. Yeah, I do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so if this had a high value, I'm going to call it a 6. Just for the sake of exposition, this would definitely have a low value. This would have to have a high value. This would have a low value. This would have a high value. This would have a high value, and this would have a high value. And that's 5 high values which are not available along this line. It's impossible to do that. The only places that I can put the high values are in those cells, I think. And I think they have to all be high, because otherwise, even if I put R's and B's on the line, they have low values, and I can't, on a German whistle line, the R's and B's have the values along here of 1, 2 and 3 in the case of B, 3 in the case of R, and if I put that next to a 1, 2, 3 or 4, it won't be 5 different, will it? So these have to be 6, 7, 8, 9. And well, the weird thing about, hang on, now I have got 6 in the middle of the line. Oh. I don't take it back. This is malicious. He does this deliberately. He does this deliberately. Okay. This is, I mean, it's just lunacy. Okay, these can't be 6. The only way of generating 2 values of 1 on this line is to use B. B in one of these 2 positions, which is now forced actually, because we need a second value of 1 along with the actual digit 1. Now, so these can't be 6 is what I'm concluding from that. Now, if this was 6, this would have to be B to have the value of 1, and this would be a 1. And I can't make a 2-cell arrow add up to 1, not even in this puzzle. And I think that's what that arrow's doing, you know. It's stopping this being a 6. So that allows me to place 6 and note that that is surrounded by, I'm going to say, a B and a 1. Now, now what do we do? So now B's gone away. So if I put R on this line, it will have the value of 3. But I know I have to put 7 on this line. So 7, normally 7 can go next to 1s and 2s because I need a digit 5 different. Oh. Oh no, I can't do it. Oh no, I can do it. Okay. Right. So think about, could this be a 7? That would require these to... Oh no, I can't. No, it definitely can't be, and neither can this be. If this was a 7, I can put a 2 in one of those cells. That's possible. But the other one would have to be either have the value of 2, which I could create with a B, but I can't because B's already appeared on the line, or an R is no use, that's always a 3 now on this line, or a 1, which I'm not allowed to use. So neither of those can be 7. And that means this is 7, and that's fine because this has the value of 1. This can't have the value of 1 because 1's gone. So this has to have the value of 2, which I can't generate with a B. So this is a 2. And the reason I paused was I couldn't see how I could make this line work because of this cell, which I now need to have the value of 1. But I can make it have the value of 1, not because it can be 1, not because it can be B, but because it's in the first row and it could be R. And I think that must be what happened. So that's R. I think that's 1. I can't generate a 1 here with any other nonsense, can I? No. 2, 5, no, I can't. So this is one of the most baffling puzzles I can tell you I have ever done on the channel. It is... Oh, that can't be R anymore. It's completely nuts, this one. No, what I was about to say is not true, so I refuse to say it. No, what I was about to say is not true again. Right. Okay, so the digit stroke thingies I've got left to put into this row are the digits 3, 4 and R. Now, this can no longer be R. And it can't be 4, so that is 3. And now this line doesn't have a 3 on it, and I know what it's made up of, so we're going to have to think about this next, definitely. But let me just go through and make sure that we're not messing up anything over here. If this was Oh, see, that's horrible again on the black. Oh, hang on, hang on. How can you put 9 on a black dot? No, 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 no. No. Sorry, I'm just I'm having to go through in my head. Is there some way Marty's achieved it in this puzzle? No, I'm not having. Marty, you haven't. That's an 8. So that is a 9. 8 must be, you can't generate a 16. So this has the value of 4. How do you create that? In that cell, I'm going to claim only with a digit. And now this is an R. So this is a 4. That is a... Oh, that's okay. No, we're okay. That is a value of 3, so this has to have a value of 6, which looks to me like it has to be a real 6. Now, well, how is that not a 9? It might. Oh, that can't be a 1. Oh, but this is an 8. Hang on, why isn't that just a 4? Sorry, I could have done this before, couldn't I? That can't... I mean, I think that has to be a 4. Why do I think it can't be R? It can't be R because R is in one of those cells. So that is... Okay. Sorry, that's been available for ages. I don't think it's doing anything. But I want to look at this circle now. The minimum... Well, let's be... Hang on, I've got to be careful here. Well, if these are digits, their value, minimum value is 3, 5, which is 8, which I can't get into here, even using the powers of nonsense. So this would be a 9, I think. Now, what nonsenses are available? A B, which would have the value of 2, that is available. So this could be... No, no, that's horrible. Because right now, this could have B and 3, which would add up to 5 if that's a C. Oh, I was so close to making that a 9. And now it's just... Oh, it's like that limerick. There was a man from Darjeeling who got on the bus at Ealing. It said on the door, don't spit on the floor, so he got up and spat on the ceiling. That's what that is. That is that arrow. It's just spat on me. You horrible arrow. Okay, there is a 1 by Sudoku in one of those cells. There is a 6. I am allowed to do Sudoku. It's not like that puzzle the other day where I wasn't allowed to do Sudoku. I can do Sudoku, so there is a 4 in one of those. Oh, I know what I want to look at, though. That 4 can't be in the corner. Yeah, I want to look at this, which now does not have a real 3 on it, and there is no way of generating a real 3 value on that line, a false 3 value, i.e. using R, B, and C, is there? So this is... Given it's got 4 on it, that is the minimum value. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And the only way of generating a value of 11 on this line is with an R here, I think. And that means one of these is a B, because we had to then generate a value of 10. We'd understood that. Now this digit is now a 1, because it can't be B or R. So that is a 1, which means that is... See, does that mean this is... Oh yeah, one of those had to be an R. We knew that. So this is now an R. This is a 4B pair. So B... We've got a sort of X-swing of B's there. X-swing of B's? Yes, it's true. B appears in 2 of those 4 cells I've just highlighted, and it will either appear in those 2 because of Sudoku, or those 2. It can't appear in these 2, can it? Or these 2. So it'll always be on the diagonal. Now that means that these 4 cells obviously therefore contain the B that exists in this column and the B that exists in this column. So that is no longer the digit B. that is now that digit. Now, here's a question. Does that digit I don't know actually. I don't think I know. Does that digit have to appear? Oh, hang on. No, I've got something easier. But I think it might come back to this. Where's C in column 1? So C can't go on the RENBAN anymore because C in column 1 has the value of 1. So C has to go up here. So is this a 1, 2 or a C2 pair? I think it is. It's definitely got C on it. That has the value of 1, so I have to create a value of 2. Now I could create a value of 2 here by using the row number, except I can't. I can't use the box number and I can't use the column number. Right, so I'm going to say that is a 2C pair. That also makes sense because now I don't put the actual digit 2 on the RENBAN that shouldn't have a 2 on it. So let's come back to these 2 digits then. So those 2 digits, oh, I can't even highlight that one very well. But this digit, the only non-digits that are creating values on here are R and B, and they are creating the values 10 and 11. So this digit does appear on the RENBAN and must be in one of those 2 cells. So that I am actually going to, I'll red that. One of those 2 is a red. Now, which one is the next question? And do we want it to be on the black dot or not? What's the value of B? 10. So if B was on the black dot, this would have to have the value of 5. Which it could just be a naked 5, I think. But if this was on the black dot, it would go... Well, it couldn't be 7 or 9 then, could it? Because 7 or 9 would not be useful. Because we can't create values of 14 or 18 or non-integer values. So that would be a 5 or a 6 here. 5 would be difficult. I don't know how you... Oh, no, you could... No, you couldn't make this have a value of 10 because the B here has the value of 10 already. So this couldn't be 5. This would have to be 6. Ah! Yeah, okay. I mean, this is complicated, but I think it's probably worth doing, actually. So, right, just to make it clear, what I'm wondering is, can this red digit go in the corner? Where it would be on a black dot. Now, obviously, if it's 7 or 9, it can't. Those things are impossible. So it would have to be 5 or 6. If it's 5, it can't be 2.5 here, so we need a value of 10. That can only be created with a B, which is in one of those, so that doesn't work. If it's 6 here, this could have a value of 12, but that would require an R, which is gone, so it's not that, or a 3, which it's not, because of the Sudoku. So I think this is the red digit, and this is the digit, or the letter B. So we're in this world, this digit, or this is a digit, it's 5, 6, 7, or 9. And this is a B, which has the value of, it is 10, isn't it? Yeah, it is 10. So this has to have the value 20, impossible, or 5. I don't think we can create 5 other than with a 5. Okay, so that digit is not 5 anymore. And now, as Maverick flies over, I mean, look, I'm well over an hour into the puzzle. I've done, what would you say, a fifth of it? And I'm not sure this is going to get any easier. I mean, look at these things. These are horribly small things. And if we're going to have to keep track of all these R, B's and C's, it's going to be horrible. It's going to be horrible. Okay, come on. What can we do now with our new knowledge? Can we do it? Oh, yes. That can't be R, I just noticed. It C's R. So this is a real 8 or a real 9. Now. So that digit definitely needs to appear. Hang on, is that right? If this is an 8, where does it appear on the RENBAN? It must appear on the RENBAN, because the only fictional digits are created by the R and the B, which have the 11 and the 10 value. If this was 8, you couldn't put it here because of this 8. So this is 9, I think. That seems a reasonable deduction. So this funny digit is now not 9. Okay, so there is a 9 in one of those. So this is not 9. I'm going to get rid of my 4, 5, 6 now. That's starting to look a bit weird, isn't it? So there is a 9 in one of those. So 8 is now definitely in one of these, which means this is not 8 or 9, which looks like it's starting to get interesting. 7, B or R. B is box number 7. R is row number 9. Well, okay. It doesn't quite work, I don't think. Actually, maybe it... No, I don't think it does. I was wondering if we could do Sudoku on R in box 7. Now, R can't go in those, and it can't go in these. And it's not equal to that, and it's not equal to that. So R... Now, question 1, can R be in row 9, column 4? I don't think so, because there it would have the value of 9, and it's on a black dot, and I don't think we can create a value of 4.5 or 18. So I think we can take this one out. So I think R is... I am prepared to say it's in one of those 3 cells. Oh, sorry, I didn't even see this up here. Actually, I have to scan miles today. Now, if this was R, it would have the value of 7. Which would mean this would have to have a value of higher than 7. And the only way that can have a value higher than 7 is if it's also R. So that is not R. So R is either here or here now. I think it's going to be here. But that's not the same as logically deducing it is there. 4 in the column is now in one of these cells. That's definitely true. And this digit, the 3rd digit here is that digit, isn't it? Let's give that a colour. So that's blue, and that's appearing in one of those. Don't know which one. So, okay. I know one of these is a 9. Golly gosh, I don't know then. So I'm not sure what to do with. I'm not sure what to do with that. There's a siren going off outside. I hope everything is all right. Oh, hang on. If that's a 6, I hadn't seen this. That's a 7. Oh, well, that's good. Is that... The thing is, this puzzle makes you second guess everything. I'm sort of saying, can I do Sudoku? I think I can. I'm allowed to do that, aren't I? So these digits are now from 4, 5, 6 and 8. This digit is not a 7 anymore. So this is a funny old digit. It must be getting quite difficult. Actually, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I suspect I can do more in this box if I think about it hard enough. Now, what do we do next? I have no idea. I have no idea. Okay, I might look at that. I know that's a weird place to go, but I might look at that. I'm not committing to that yet at all, but I might look at it because I can see it's not got any funny business going on it. If this was... I know one of these is a 4. If that is B, these have to be made to add up to 7 somehow. I just don't think there's enough. Until I know what's happening with C in the world. C is in one of these 3. Can that be C? That would be 4. Yeah, that would be quite good. That would be quite good. And C in box... whatever the box this is, box 10 is in one of those cells. Can C be here? 3 and 4, again, very, very likely. Okay, let's have a quick look at this. Now, okay, so this is... So the digits this is selected from, I think... 5, 7, 8, 9. That might be wrong, but that seems to be true. And even that is that's extraordinary. How can that not be resolved? It's not resolved. Oh, maybe it's resolved by Sudoku. Actually, hang on, let's check that. Because there are some eliminations we can actually do here that might restrict it. I mean... Because remember, this is the same difference line. So one option would be 7, 8, 9 with a difference of 1. Now another option, unfortunately, might be... No, okay, 5... Okay, it was fine. 5, 7, 9 was the other option I was worried about. That has gone away as a possibility. Because 5, 7, 9, a common difference of 2, would have to start with a 5 in one of these and put 7 in the middle, which is ruled out by this. Right. So this is 7, 8, 9, and what's more than that, I know the order. So that is a win for the goodies. Probably. These cells are now a 4, 5 pair. Oh, I want to put small digits in. Now this 7, 8, 9, is that doing something profound? Please. Well, no, not. There's an 8 down here. 9, 9, 9. Oh, I see. So this is an 8, 9 pair, I think, which is not helping me. Although maybe it's just a pencil marking festival in these cells now. That's not impossible. That's probably going to be what we have to do. Not sure. Not sure. Marty makes me feel so dumb. I mean, it's just... I mean, look at this row now. We've got so many digits used up. Can I Yes. I can do a bit of Sudoku of all things. Where's 5 in row 2? It's got to be there. Oh, that might have been available for ages. I don't know. Now, these digits are actually known now. 3, 9. Oh, no, don't be 2 horrible digits. Oh, it is 2 horrible digits. 3, 9, B and C. But we've got an arrow. And B has the value 2. And C has the value of 5, 6, 7, or 8. Okay, that can't be a 3. There's no way to make that add up if it's got the value of 3. If it's the value of B, it's too small because it's the sum of 2 different digits. So it's 9 or C. C can be 3 plus B. 9, how do we make those add up to 9? We'd have to use, 9 could be a C here for a 6 and a 3. That's incredible. Okay, so can we say there is no B? Oh, no, we can't. We can't say anything. Oh, that's infuriating. Oh, does it have to have 3 on it? Maybe it has to have 3 on it then, yeah. If it didn't have 3 on it, it can't be B and C. Oh, no, it could. No, I don't believe it. I don't believe it. If that's 9, and that's B, and that's C, 2 plus 7 equals 9. So we don't know anything. Oh, this is a 2 in the corner now, because C is definitely in one of those cells, so that's definitely a C. And I do now know, okay, I do know some things. I might be able to use these funny old lines here to learn more about the grid. This has got 2, 3. Oh goodness, it's R and B on it again. Oh, well, at least R and B are understandable. Yeah. 2, 3, R, B. R. Well, that's row 2 and box 3. Right, so this line goes either 2, 3, 2, 3. And that would have to have the value. Oh, hang on, this is an actual digit as well. All right, this is the digit we should focus on. Right, what's going on in this box? We've got a 1, 1, 6, 7, 8. Does that make sense? Right, okay, so this line is made up of 2s and 3s. So the difference on it is 1, isn't it? So we can't get to a value of 6. This is a 1, which means this has a value of it has a value of 2, but that could mean it's an R or a 2. So this is not 3 and it's not B. And then this is going to have to be 1 different from a value of 2. So this is going to have a value of 3, so that is not. So it goes like this. I mean, this is so ludicrous. It goes 1, 2, 3, 2, 3. But we don't know the order because we don't know whether things are B's or R's. Now, okay, but now we're going to get this, I think, figured out because this is going 6, 7, 8. So this is a sequence and also has a difference of 1, doesn't it? It does have a difference of 1. If this was 8, 6, that's a difference of 2, and then this would be a 7 or not have a difference of 2. So it either goes 6, 7, 8, 9 would work, we know that, or it goes 8, 7, 6, and this would have to have the value of 5, and 5 cannot be generated in that cell. That's impossible. So it does go 6, it goes 6, 7, 8, value of 9. And the only way if that's a value of 9 is if it is a 9. So that is a 9, which means this is a C by Sudoku. And this is 3 plus B. We don't know the order. this is one of the most extraordinary things. Every single deduction is just offensive. It's just so difficult. And now look, I've done some thingamies, but the thingamies that I've done don't look to me to be terribly good. Oh no, come on. What's that doing for me? I haven't got some sort of one thing going on, have I? No, I don't. Oh, I was going to pencil mark all that, though. Yes, I do have a one thing going on. Okay, good. Look down here. I don't know where the one is, but it's there somewhere. And there's a one in one of those on that arrow. So that's the 2 ones being used up. Column 3 is going to have a 1, 1 in it. Column 4 will have 1, 1 in it. And we now know these 8 cells here contain those 2 ones. So that is a B. And this is a 1. So this is a B. And this is a 4. And you think, okay, that's going to now... Oh, it does do something. It makes that R. Okay, that could be a good thing. Although, okay, it takes a bit of pressure. It's still good. I mean, it's still good, because this has to add up to now 9. Because R is in row 9. And maybe we're meant to do Sudoku on this column, you know. Because we've got a lot of it done. We've got all the funniness gone. Oh, I've got a 5 at the bottom. Look at that. 5 and 4. Okay. So I've not put... I can see I've not put 2 in. What's the other thing I've not put in? 6, is it? 2, 6. Okay, that's definitely good. I mean, if this is 2, can that have a value of 7? Given this is 7, I don't think so. It's in row 8. Oh, no, it's in box 7. Don't be in box 7. It's in box 7. In fact, that's the question you're meant to ask. Where's B in this box? That is the question, isn't it? Because if B is here... Oh, B can't be there by Sudoku. So this is B. Goodness me. So that's B. 7 plus 2 is equal to the right number. Now 6 has come out of here. So this is 4, 5, 8. Take 5 out of here. Let's get rid of the pencil mark. 9. And therefore this digit is 5. Let's get rid of the blue now. I think we can uncolour those without destroying our logic. Now, this digit is now not a 2 anymore. But that could still... I don't believe it. That could still be it. This must be resolved. I say that, and then I look at it, and I'm not sure it is. 1, 3, or C here. And C has the value of 4 on this thing, so that's a very plausible thing. 1 is totally possible. 3 is totally... I don't believe it. So although I know that these add up to 4, I know it's not a 1 here, actually. Because I do know there has to be an actual 1 in one of those. So that is 3 or C. But they have very different properties and values, don't they? Okay, maybe this column then. Where I haven't put in 1, 3, 4 and C. So these digits are 1, 3, 4, C. And that digit can't go there, because it would repeat on its RENBAN. And 1, 3, 4... Oh, see, look at these. This is really possible. Is it, though? Yeah, I really think it is. Okay, so what are the... the other things we've got to put into this box then. 2. So these are from 1, 3, 4. No, not 4. 1, 3, C. But 2 hasn't gone in. 6 hasn't gone in. So this definitely includes 2 and 6. This just doesn't help with this. It could be 2 and 1, 2 and 4, 6 and 3, 6 and C. Maybe that one can't be C now. Because if that was C, it would have a value of 4, and this doesn't seem to be able to have a value of 2 or 8. So we can at least take C out of that one. So C... Okay, that's a little... Oh, hang on, how do you get a value of 5 on there? That could be important. That could be important. Let me just mull that. Sorry, let me just mull that over for a second or two. You definitely can't get a value of 5 on there. It's not in column 5, it's not in box 5, and it's not in row 5. So how could there be a 6 on here? There couldn't be. That's the simple question I should have asked earlier. So the 6 has to go there, which means this is not a 1 or a 4. It's either 3 or C, and I still don't know which. 6 is not in these cells. But 2 is. So this RENBAN, it must have a value of 4 on it. In fact, it doesn't have the value of 5 on it. So it is the values 1, 2, 3, and 4, isn't it? I just haven't got a clue how it's generating that. Oh, I'm so sorry. I know I'm being dumb, but this is... I'm also incredibly conscious. I think at least it would be so easy to make an error here. And then I just know the comments will just be like, oh, you're such a fool. And it would also, if I did make an error, or if I have made an error, the whole of the rest of the solve becomes a bit, you know, polluted, and that would be terrible. I don't know. I will put a pencil mark 4 into those just because of this 4. I mean, I've got so much of the grid totally unfilled and totally not even thought through. You know, so it's not even just slightly thought through, it's completely unthought through. Okay, so this is either a 3 or a 4. Now if it's a 3, this has to have the value of 6, which I think would mean it was a 6. And then this would have to have the value of 3. So it would go 3, 6, 3, 3, 6, 3, 1, C. Now, but if this was a C, this has to have the value of 2 or 8. And that's the thing is that's in box 8, believe it or not. And then I don't know what that one, that would have about 1 million different values, and I refuse to think about it. Although, actually, maybe I should think about that, because I can't put 1 or 4 there. Hang on. Is that... I mean, that's very hard. That's very hard to see, but that might be important, you know. Yeah, that's really interesting. So the fact that 1 and 4 have appeared in this column, and this is a vertical black dot, means that in terms of just normal values, so forget about the RBC stuff, what could we put on this black dot? It would have to be 3, 6. 1, 2 isn't available, 2, 4 isn't available, 4, 8 isn't available. So it would have to be 3, 6. Now, with the additions of R's, B's and C's, this is in box 8, and that would require 8, 4, which is impossible. Row 8's possible here, but that would require this to be a 4, which doesn't work. And column 5 doesn't help us. So actually, this is not 2 or 8. This is, or B, this is just a 6. It's got to be a 6, 3 pair. And given this can't have the value of 6, this has to have the value of 3, and that means it's not in column 4. It's not the C. So it goes 3, 1, C. We can take actual 1 and 3 out of here. And now this RENBAN has got on it the values 3, 3, 2, 4. And this can't be a 5. So this has a value of 1, which has to be normal. And C has gone. So this is a 3. And that's a 4 by Sudoku. Let's just check. Yeah, I think that's 4. Oh, and this arrow is probably where we're meant to look. Now, hang on. How do you generate a value of 3 here? Only with a 3. That's quite interesting, the way that black dot, which is so sort of, it's just not somewhere you'd normally look, but it actually was really crucial. Now, can that actually be a 2? Because this would have to have a value of 6, and there's no way to do that. It's box 11, row 10, column 5. So this is a C, and this is a 2, and this has a value of 4, so this has a value of 8. Again, that must just be an 8. I can't see how else to do it. 8, 9. And now I presume we look at this column, but that could be total rubbish. And I'm just going to do some pencil marks as well. That's not a 4. 6. There's a 6 over here as well. That's not the 6. What a birthday present to give somebody, hey? This. I mean, it's just... this is going to be such a long video. It's going to be such a long video. Now, okay, I'm going to pencil mark this column with what? That's a good question. 259, I think, are real digits that could go in the column, as well as, of course, R and B. Now, that can't be 2 or B. That can't be 5. That can't be 2. Oh dear. That can't be 5, can it? Oh, no. No, this is a green line in the middle of the puzzle. So this has real value. When I say real values, it has values 1 to 9. So you still can't put 5 on it. That won't work. In fact, this might be where we're meant to look. But we'll come back to that in a second. What about down here? 2 and R. Here, 5 and B come off. It's quite difficult to scan this and see if there's that a triple or a quadruple or something. I don't know. But let's just think about the value of this. I mean, R is 7 and B is 8, right? So this is a big old digit here, a big old value. So this has to be 5 different from a big value. So it can't be 6 or what? It can't have a value of 5. It's impossible. So this is just a 2. It's just a naked old 2 just sitting there, waiting to be found. Can we put 9 on a black dot? No. No way. No, you can't do that. Not even in this puzzle. So that must do something. Okay, so we can get rid of R from here and R from here. So this 2, has that actually helped me or not? I don't know. is the answer to that. So this digit, again, we're only playing with real stuff here, aren't we? So this has to have a low value. But it doesn't seem any low values. It's 1, 3 or 4. Column number is 6, box number is 8, row number is 7. No good. So this is 1, 3 or 4. Now this has to have a high value. It can't have a value of 7. Well, it could have maybe have a value of 7 if it was a nonsense, but it can't have a real value of 7. So it is 8 or 9, or a funny. Now if it's a funny, it can't be the column funny. 6 and 2 are not far enough apart. It can't be the row funny, and it can't be the box funny. So that's a real 8 or 9. Okay, I don't know what that does. Apparently nothing. Right. Oh, I see. Oh, I've broke. Oh, thank goodness. That was horrible. Marty, you did that on purpose. He did it on purpose. Right. Look at this horrendous experience I've just had in that cell. That is an R in a row 12. So this has a value of 12. So clearly this can't have a value of 24. It needs to have a value of 6. But we are in column 6 and we haven't had a C. So we're going to have a C there, I think. So now the rest of this row. Oh, this is good. This is good. The rest of this row has 2 natural black dots on it, which can't have funny letters on them. And they can't use 3, 6. So these are 1, 2, 4 and 8 in some order. With the 1 and the 2 going together and the 4 and the 8 going together. And in fact, that is a 4-8 pair. So we can get rid of that. This is a 1-2 pair. This is a 4-8 pair. That's probably going to be, yes, it is. So that maybe this is the place we look next. And we in the corner over here, we need a 9 and a 7 in that corner. So high digits are going to be hard to put on that thing. But let's just pause and check whether we can do anything else. Did this 1-2 do anything? Or this 4-8 do any Sudokuing? I don't know. I don't know. I haven't got a clue. Wow. So I do have to look at this, do I? Where 7, 8 and 9 are simply not available. But the thing is, this is in the funny old box, box 12. So we can create massive values using the letters. Columns 9, 10, 11, 12. Box 12, only row 10 and 11. Oh, row 10 and 11, and actually R if it's in would have to be in one of those, which doesn't look like the parity would be correct. Bobbins. Okay, so what's this digit then? Normally 4 has to go with 9 on the whisper, because we need something 5 apart, but we can't use 9. So we have to use a nonsense, and the R is not available. So this digit is B or C. Of course it is. Is that really true? Oh. Okay. And B or C is going to be 12. So it could be a 12. Or a C would be a 9. So if this was a 12, this would have to have a value of anything up to and including 7. Okay, so we know that that can't be a letter value in this box because they're all bigger than that. So this would, and this can't be 7 or 1 or 2 or 4. So this is a digit and it is 3, 5 or 6, I'm going to claim. And that's tremendously terrible. Just tremendously terrible. Really? Okay. Oh, I can't. All right. So I think probably we have to. I say this hesitantly, but do we have to just continue pencil marking along here? I mean, if that's a 6, it's quite tricky. It would have to be 1 or B above it, but I think both are possible, apparently. And that would sort of change the polarity, wouldn't it? Because this is an enormous digit, so normally you'd expect this to be enormous, because things tend to oscillate along German whispers lines. I mean, there's literally been no point talking about the secrets of German whispers lines in this puzzle, because they're just irrelevant. They just don't work. Am I missing a very obvious point? 4, maybe, in this row is in one of 2 places. 9. Oh, okay. Actually, it might. Sorry to shun or shy away from this. I'm just going to think about this just for a second, because I've now noticed that I think 9 and 7 are also over here. So 7 is actually only in one of 3 places, which I hadn't seen. And 9 is in one of 3. And 9 is on the line. 9 is on the line. So hang on. What's the value of B down here? No, B's 11. Well, that's interesting. 11 is odd. I'm wondering how that can be even. If that's even, how does that work? Am I going mad? And you're all going to say, yes, you are, you lunatic. I don't think it can be. I might be wrong. Let's just think about this. If that's a 4, let's think about the values this can possibly have. It could have a value of 5, and that would require this digit, which would have to be a 9. Well, it's just wrong, isn't it? 5, 4, 9. It hasn't got common difference, so that's rubbish. If it's 9 here, though, so it goes 9, 4. Well, this has to have a value of 9 again. And I don't think that's possible. The only thing available is B, and that's got a value of 11 down here. And if this is B, this has to have a value of it B as well, because it's going to go 9, 4, B again. So I think this is just not even. That's a 4. And now this line definitely has got 7 and 9 on it. And oh no, I was hoping to do some Sudoku with 4s, but unfortunately they let me down, and they let themselves down as well. They may not know it yet, but they did. So how is this line constituted? Is it sort of, I want to say it's odd. It's like something like 9, or B would be 11, 9, 7. B, 9, 7, 5. That looks possible. 5, 7, 9. B. That's also possible, of course. There's never only one way of doing it, Marty. There's always got to be others. Okay, but we do know this doesn't have 6 on it, don't we? And I'm going to include, oh, well, in fact, I am including that because there's a 6 looking at it. If that was 6, there's no way to get an even value on here. but there would need to be another even value because there would be 7 and 9 here and there would be 6 here. So in order to have common differences, you need an even value. 2 isn't available, 4, 6, 8, and the B gives you an 11, so no. So this has not got, so, well, it's a long way of saying that there's a 6 on this RENBAN. But that's not going to help at all, is it? Well, it would help if I knew that was a 4, then I'd have to put a 5 on it. I suppose, okay, it's not got 9 on it. So it must have a value of 5 on it, mustn't it? Ah, be careful. No, that's so horrible. Oh no, hang on. Oh, no. Oh, this is so confusing. I've got to be really careful again, to no one's surprise. It definitely doesn't have a real 9 on it. How can it have a fake 9 on it? Well, this is row 9, but R is gone, so it can't have a fake 9 there. It's in box 8, so that isn't a 9, and it's not in column 9. So there is no value of 9 on here, but there is a value of 6. So the highest value on here is now 8. Which is quite difficult to put on it, actually. That would have to be here, unless it can be done by jiggery-pokery. But there must be a value of 5. And these aren't in columns, rows, or thingies. So there is a 5 on here, and it's in one of these 2 cells. I don't really know how to record that, because it's across the box, look. But there is a 5 in one of those. If it has a value of 8 on it, it couldn't be like it can't have 7 on it or something. The thing is, I think it can have 7, and it can have funny 7 as well. I'm sorry, I'm being dumb again, aren't I? I know I am. I suppose, do we know that's not 3? If that was 3, how's this working? Okay, yes, I've got something here. Sorry, and this is fairly obvious, and you've been shouting at me, but I'm getting a bit tired now. I've been doing this for a while. Right, B cannot be on this RENBAN now, because B has the value of 11 down here. And there's a 6 on it, it's only 4 cells. So B is on this sequence, as is 7, as is 9. So we've got 3 odd digits, including, so it is a difference of 2 line. So it's either going 11, 9, 7. Now we've got to be a bit careful, because no, because there's only one letter on it. There's only one letter as well. So I was wondering if we could bounce, whether we could go 11, 9, 7, and then back up to 9 again. But we can't here because we can't bounce, because we've only got the possibility of the 11. So there's no bouncing, so it is a sequence, and it either starts with B or starts with 5. And therefore this is not a 9. This is 7 and 9. And this is 5 or B, 5 or, oh goodness, I don't want to do that. I just want to write B in there. Ah, why won't it let me do it? Oh, hang on. Oh, it's because I'm not on letters. Right, so it either goes 11, 9, 7, 5, or 11, 9, 7, 5. And that means 3 has been relegated, or if you like, promoted even, to the RENBAN. So this is now a 3-6 pair. 5 we know has to appear on it, and that's going to go here. 4 value has to appear on it. Now, is there any other way? No, there's no other way. So I think that is all legitimate. And that feels like a slight win for the goodies. The goodies are very much on the back foot in this puzzle, but they have just got somewhere. And yeah, That gives me an 8 here. So now we're getting to the point where we might have to look at that row. Well, actually, we probably should, because that digit's probably going to help us soon. Let's actually pencil mark it. I mean, I wouldn't normally do this, but this is complicated enough. I hope you can forgive me. So we're looking at 1, 2, 7, B and C. Now, 1 won't do, 2 won't do. We're looking for an odd value here. B, 9. 9 is the wrong value here. This is 7. That's fine. No, that's fine if that's 5. Yeah, B gives a value of 9. C gives a value of 9. But this value is 5 or 11. Oh, 9. 11 would go with that. I don't believe... No, 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 no. No. It's okay either way. That's incredible. Okay, let's hope we can get something from these. That can't be a 2, no, because we're adding 3 different things together. So even in Marty's mad world, that can't be a 2. What about, that can't be a C? I mean, there's a column number here, it could be 12. Box number's 9. So this is quite a big value, 7, 9 or 12. No, I really don't want to look at this. Am I really going to have to look at this German whisper again? You know I'm going to. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, I think I am going to have to. I can't see what to do. So, alright, we're going to have to pencil mark row 10 with... what? 1, 2. 1, 2. No. 4, 5 could be. 7, 8, 9 have all gone. So 1, 2, 5. R is definitely over here, and B is a possibility to be over here. Now. Okay, I can get rid of 5 from this cell, because that 3, 5 and 6 is definitely not sufficiently different. In fact, I can get rid of 2. 2 and 6 are also not sufficiently different, and they're the furthest ones I could pull apart there. Now B is going to be 12, R is going to be 10, and 1 and 6 would go together very nicely. Now, that can't be a B, because that would be a 12 on this arrow, and that won't work. Can it be an R? That would be a 10 on the arrow, plus at least 1 and 2. No, that won't work. So this is a natural digit. This isn't 1 or 5 by Sudoku. So... how does that help me? So hang on. This is getting interesting, I think. He says, desperately trying to work out whether that's actually true. I don't know. So I'm not sure. It's short. I mean, those two could be a 1-2 pair. And then this would be high. And that would be 6. And R would go here, but that's not on a line, so that's causing nobody any trouble. And this would be 5, and that would be B, so it would be 11. And that would be 9. 11, 9, and then this would have to have a value of 11, which it couldn't have, or 7, which would be... I mean, that's so hard. I don't think that works. I didn't look into it in this much depth before, but I think now I'm probably going to try to do that. So, if this is an 11, this is a 9, But this has to then have the value of 7 or 11. 11 requires, it's in box 9, it's in row 8, and it's in column 10. So 11 is not possible. So it then has to have the value of 7 without it being natural. But it's, again, it's not in the right rows and columns and box. So in fact, this is an actual 7. And that is an actual 5. And so it goes 5, 7, 9, B, 9, 5. And now this value is 5 or 9. Or a nonsense. But oh no, yeah, of course B is available. Before we get carried away, B is available because that would have the value here of 9. Okay, but now this is a 7. So this is not a 7. This is not a 7. This is not. So this is a great big value. Oh no, I suppose if it's a B, it's only a value of 9 actually. But it could be a 12. This isn't 5. This isn't 5. Right. I need to check this, but it doesn't look to me like that can be a 1-2 pair anymore. So if this was 6 and this was 1, what would this be? This would be 1, this would be 2. So this would have a value. This would need to have a hefty old value, wouldn't it? Oh, well, that's tricky actually. Ah, I didn't see this, but actually that's not going to work. That is a digit. That C's R, B and C. So I need to pencil mark this cell. 3. Oh, these are the same. Oh, see, if I'd known that, I could have done this earlier. I think this is only 3 or 5 by Sudoku, which is huge if that's true. Let's just double check it. It definitely sees R, B and C. It sees 1, 2, 4, 6 in the column, 7, 8, 9. So I think this is 3 or 5. And therefore, I mean, these could never have been 1 and 2. That would just never have worked. This was always going to be high, B or R. Even if this was then 5, this would still be B or R. So this is a BR pair. And this is not B or R. So this is now C by Sudoku of all things. I'm not even sure this is going to do that much. Which is a quite terrifying prospect. This digit is 3 or 6. I've got this 3, 5, 6 triple here. But B and R, a box is 12, row is 10. So this can be 5. Absolutely can be. And if that's 6, this would have to be the box number. It's probably this arrow, but I'm not certain about that at all. As we head into 2 hours nearly, I mean, very slowly and but not surely making progress. So, okay, so how does this arrow work? If this was a 12, that would be a C, wouldn't it? So we'd need B on the line, and B would be a 9. Oh, that's going to work. That's going to work with like 9, 1, 2. That would look very sensible. Okay, so if this is B, on the other hand, that's 9. This would be low. So these would be different. This would have to have the value of 6. That's probably impossible. Yeah, that is impossible. So this is C. I'm just going to pause and think that through. I think that's true. I think that has to be C. So this is not C. This is not C. And C must have B on the line to make itself work. So this is not B anymore, which is, well, that's a small win for the goodies. That is not B anymore. I've got a 1-2 pair in this column, so we probably have to pencil mark that in a minute. Now, if this is 7, 5, this has to have the value of 3 or 7. And it is in row 7. Of course it's in row 7. Can I don't know. No, come on. It must be kind to me now. I'm desperately trying to see how this works. It's just unbelievable. It's, oh, right, okay, hang on. C is on there. And that's, oh goodness, that's column 10. So that's going to totally mess up this whisper. That totally messes it up. Bobbins. So that absolutely can have 5 on it now, probably. Maybe only there, though. I'm not sure. Okay. Do I have to? I mean, let's look at this cell. How can that be 4? That definitely can't be 4. 4 is even. I only want odd numbers on this. Now, if that is a real number, it can't be 1, 3, 5 or 7, so it would have to be 9 or a funny. So 9 is possible. It's in row 6, that's even. Column 12, box 6, all useless. So that is that's a 9. I didn't realise that. Okay, right, so that's a 9, that's a 7. Does that do it? Now this value looks to me like it might have to be 7 now. If this was 11, oh no, that's not true. It could be, oh no, it's going to be an 11. It's going to be, oh, it can't be a column 11. I've had the C. Could this be 11 some other way? No. So the value of this is 7. Can't have a value of 11. It's impossible. How do you put a 7 into this cell without using 7? It's in row 7, so that is an R. This is still not resolving anything. And not even this cell's I don't believe this is. It's quite remarkable how this just doesn't let go at all. It's relentless. 3, is that doing something? There's an X-wing on 3s I haven't spotted. Yeah, 3 is in one of those 3 cells. It's not good enough. I don't know anything about 3. Oh, I do know that's not a 3. But that could be a 3, or 3 could just be off everything. Oh dear. Okay, I don't know what to do. Can we do something with... I don't know. I don't know. I'm sorry. B? Is that under any sort of pressure? I don't know. Do we really have to pencil mark that column? We might well have to. I mean, it's certainly not impossible. Okay, let's do it. 3 we haven't put in. 3 can't go there, 3 can't go there. So that's the 3 pencil marks done. 4 and 5 and 6 have all gone. 7 and 8 have not gone. Or the nonsenses. Now the nonsenses available are B and C. So that is the full pencil marking of this column. Now what can we get rid of? From here we can get rid of C. From here we can get rid of B. So it looks like this is the same difference line, is it? It might be going, it might have 7 and 8 on it. It might be differences of 1, possibly. Now this can't be 7. This can't be, oh, that can't be B. And that can't be 8 or C. It's just not enough, is it? I don't think. Now what box number is this? 5. And it's column number 8. Oh, here's something. There's a 9. All right, if I had scanned far enough, I could do some thingies there. This is an 8 now. Oh, please do more than that. That's not 8. So, yeah, where's 9 in this box? And that's extraordinarily enough. I think it's a naked, it's only got one place, which is there. And that's the tiniest of wins for the most desperate of men. Now, what does that mean? What values do B and C have here? So this is box 9. Oh, that would work quite well. And column 8, that would work quite well. So we probably could limit this slightly with enough thought. The B or C here was box 5, column 8. That's on a RENBAN, isn't it? So if this was a 5, you could you'd need some help probably from other B's and C's to make that work. But if this was an 8, if this, okay, let's think about that. That looks harder to me. If this has the value of 8, how are we constituting this line, which doesn't have a 9 on it? It doesn't have a real 9 on it, and it doesn't have a real 7 on it. So we're going to be totally reliant, at least initially, for a special old digit, aren't we? And the way that this is a C, is the way that this is an 8 is if it's a C. No. No, I know what he's done here. I know what he's done. This is in row 6. This is going, no. I really hope he hasn't done this. There's no way that this is all of them, is it? It's not an RBC line. Row 6. It might not be possible. I'm not sure. Row 6, so we couldn't use the box number here. So that we'd use the box number here, which would be 5. So 5, 6. Can you generate a 7? You could with a C here. I bet this is RBC. I don't know, but I bet it is. Okay, let's, instead of that, let's pencil mark the row in the hope that something... What's this? That's either... It can't be... Oh, could it be a 1, perhaps? That's the only way it can be low. After that, it's a funny. It's 1, R, B, or C. And R, B, and C are going to have the values of 10, 6, and 6. So if this was a 6, both of these would have to have the value of 1, and that's not going to be possible. We can have a 1 in one of them, but they're not in row, column, or box 1. So So I don't think this can have the value of 6. Unless... No, it can't. I was then thinking, could either of these have the value of 11 or 12? And they can't. They're not in the right box or column or row number. So this is not a 6, which means it's not its box number and it's not its row number. So this is 1 or C. I really would quite like it to be C, to remove the possibility of that being RBC. If it's C, its value is 10. Which means this cell would have a value of, what do we think, 1 or 3. And this cell would have a high value then, that would be 6 or some astronomical value. So if that's C, I don't know, I think that might have to be a 6 and this might have to be a 1. I'm not sure though. And what about that digit? If that's, or maybe the other, oh, I don't know. There's probably some incredibly good way of looking at this, but I don't know what it is. Can I do 9 in that box? Yes. Oh, look, that's quite good. I don't think it's going to do anything for me. But by Sudoku, that is a 9. That's a distressing 9 in a way. I mean, it's been sitting there for a while, but it's not going to help. It really isn't, is it? So what are the key thoughts then? 7, 8, 9. There've got to be 2 high digits on here. And the high digits... But the high digit could be generated by a B in this position. That would be a 9. I think it is something to do with this, though, actually. How could that be a high digit? It could be a 6, that's what we've just looked at. Is there more Sudoku I can somehow do to clear up this? Oh, yeah, alright, maybe not Sudoku. I think I might be able to get a 7 on that pink line. Let's just have a look at that. Yeah, I can actually. So maybe this line is where I should have been looking for. So there's a 7 on it. Now, there's no real 9 on it. But there could be a real 8 on it, I think. Is there anything else I can rule out from it? Well, okay, let's think about it. So this is box... It's box 6, which works very well. That would make that a B. It can't have a C on it, and it can't... Oh, R. R with a 5 might be able to go on it as well, of course. Oh no, R can't go on it. Well, R... No, why couldn't R go there? It could. Oh, no, it can't, actually. There's an X-wing of R's in those cells. Look, I've only just seen that. In fact, is that somehow relevant to everything? Where is R in column 9? It's not here, it's not here, it's not here. By Sudoku it's not there, so one of those two is an R. Now, R is a value of 5 there, and the value of 6 here. Why have I got 8 there? Oh, because it's the value of 8. Is it actually the value of 8? B or C? Yeah, it is actually the value of 8. So this can't be 4. How could that be a 4? I hadn't seen that. If that really is an 8. Oh, no, hang on, it's not. Why have I got 8 corner pencil marked in here? Why? Oh, was that when I was looking at it? I was thinking about it, I think. Yeah, sorry, I think that's total rubbish. So if this was B and this had a value of 5, that could be a 4. 4, 5. And then we'd need the other digit, this digit, to have the value of 3 or 6. But 4, B, and then that could be an R. Of course it could. Okay. So, does that help me? No. No, it doesn't. It really doesn't. Okay, it's probably... Could it be Sudoku on something? It's not impossible, is it? I've just noticed, and I hadn't seen this before, that B is on this line. Oh, yeah, B is in one of 2 places here, and that's the box number. So there is definitely an 8. Oh, well, that's interesting. We can't generate 4 values of 8 on that, can we? God, oh, that would be hilarious. I mean, it's probably not possible, but it would be classic Marty. I'm just seeing this line here. It's in column 8. It's got row 8. It's in box 8. So this is exactly what that's going to be. This is going to be 8. 4 8s are going to be on that. Okay, which means the other digits are 1, 2, and 3. But obviously I can't use that. I just know that's what Marty will have done. So, okay, so how do we disprove that? We try and put 7 on it, is how we disprove it. So if there was a 7 on there, there would then... So how would we... Which one of these would be the 8? If we are putting 8 on it, one of these would be 8. So we'd need a column 8 digit. So we need this to be a C. So how do we disprove that? We make this B, don't we? Oh no, that doesn't... No. No, that wouldn't do it. Hang on. I hadn't seen this either. C is on here, definitely. Okay, so this has definitely got B and C on it. B definitely has the value of 8. C has the value of 7 or 8. And is R on it? No, we don't know R is on it. R could be on it, or R could be there. And if R is on it, R has the value of 8. And R is on it. I mean, I'm just so certain R is on it, because I just know Marty would find it funny. But why couldn't this be R, and this be 7 8s? Oh, there's a 3 here. I didn't see it. Right, 1 goes there, so 2 goes there. 2, 1. That could be important, you know. Well, or maybe not. Okay, so 2 comes off here. So this is C, which is 12, plus 10. So that needs to be a 2. So this is a 1. And you think that's going to do something, don't you? It probably does, but I don't know what it is yet. So 1 in this box. A 1 can't go on the RENBAN with a 7. That's certainly true. I mean, I do think there's going to be a 1 on the Whisper. I think we looked at that earlier and almost concluded that for ourselves. But I think it could be here. One of these is a 6. So there is going to be... What do we need? We need the B above the 6, don't we? Because the R is only going to give us 10. The B is giving us 12. So there is a 6B pair, either here or here. And the other one is going to be... It could be a 5R, actually. Oh dear, sorry. Sorry. I'm not giving up. I'm going to sit here until I solve it, even if it takes me a very long time. Even 2 hours 20. Oh my goodness. Yeah. Okay. This is definitely one of these longer solves, isn't it? Where is... Hang on. Where's... Can we do... I thought I just saw something with 8s in this box. Yeah, there is an 8 in here. That feels important. Can so I definitely know there's an 8. I definitely know there's a B, which is also an 8. I know that there's a C, which could be 7 or 8. And I know that I can't put an R7 in here. So it's either a 7 and an 8. Now, is that actually possible? Because this would have to be the 7 and the 8, wouldn't it? So it would have to go 7, 8 real digits. Then this would be a 3. So this would be a B, this would be a C. That's column 8 on a RENBAN. Oh, and this is that RENBAN that's going to be made up of nonsense as well. And then this would be BC, and the 7s would be there, and the 8s would be there. And hang on, where would I put 8 in this box if I did that? Oh, that's lovely. That's it. No, that's not it. You can't do X-swinging. The values of B, that it's right to say that they are 2 8s on there, but that doesn't mean you have to put an 8 in one of those. Oh dear, I'm going mad now. Properly going mad. Okay, but let's consider this further. Please do something. Please help. All right, so what is this digit? Is that under any pressure at all? Maybe it's this column. I think there's going to be one column or row or something that when I pencil mark it, it all becomes very clear, but quite where that is, I don't know. Those digits can't include 3 because of the X-swing. So these digits are not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5. 6 might be possible. Don't. Yeah, 6 might be possible. What about 7? Might be possible. 8, not possible. 9, not possible. B and R are possible. Oh goodness. Oh, I see. I'm off. Yeah, B and R. Right, now. That certainly isn't R. That certainly isn't B. This one certainly isn't B. Or 6, actually. So, if this was R, it would be it wouldn't matter, would it? And if it's 7, that that forces this to be 8. So this isn't R in the correct solution. So if this is R, why is that a problem? And there must be a simple reason for that, but I'm just failing to spot things now. I'm acutely aware of it. And the chirping devil on my shoulder is shouting at me ever louder. Oh well, never mind. I don't know what to do with that. I mean, the extraordinary thing is how recalcitrant all of these... It's like Marty has gone to the maximum trouble to make sure that there are so many options in every single position. Okay, let's okay, we'll try some Sudoku, shall we? 8. Yeah, that's interesting. So 8 is on this line, I think, which I hadn't appreciated. So that's quite... It hasn't got 9 on it, but perhaps it could have a funny 9. No, you can't have a funny 9 here. It's in box 6, row 4, row 5, column 11. So it's not possible to put the value of 9 on this. So we need to put the value of 6 on it. How do we do that? And of course there's now going to be 7. Well, there are going to be options, I'm sure. 6 could go here, just natural. It's in box 6, of course it is. So either this is... We can't... Okay, so either this is a B. That's one possibility. That's B. Oh, why is it not doing it? That's a B. Or a 7. This is 7 or 8. And this is 8 or 6. And I think that all of those things are possible. I'm afraid. Can we do... I do seem to have a lot of 7s in the grid. I'd rather have more, but I have got a lot. 6s are rather less interesting, probably. Yeah. Again, it's really close, I think, to 6s. Oh, 5s are very poor. Don't seem to know very much about... Oh, well, hang on. Okay, maybe we should look at 5s. Yeah, where's 5? 5 is in one of those two. Now, obviously, if we put 5 on the... Oh, but that could be a C, and immediately it's fine. If this is a 5, this is a same difference line, but I don't seem to know anything about these digits. R would be a 5, so it's probably... Oh no, can that be a 5? No. So if that was 5, we'd probably be going something like... I don't know, we could generate... I'm sure we could generate some sort of value here that would make some sense. Although, maybe that's more difficult than I'm... Maybe that is more difficult than I'm giving it credit for. I mean, it can't be that, can it? That's so hard if it's that. I'm just looking at this line and wondering what the difference is along it if we make this a 5. The values I seem to have here are 3, 7, 8, and C, which is 8 again. So that doesn't change the options. So we could have a difference of 1, but that would require this to have a value of 4, which it can't have. So it can't go 5, 4, 3. could this have a value of 6? 5, 6, 7. Oh, bother. Oh, well, I thought that might be a 6, but... Oh, okay. I didn't see 5, 6, 7 as a possibility, and that's there as well. Of course it is. Why did I think anything else? And then 5 and 8 are horrible. They won't work. But so we can't disprove 5 because this could be 6. Right. 3, 6. Well, okay. One of those is a B, one of these is a B, one of these is a B. So oh dear, I must be missing something easy, I think. I'm very sorry about that. I obviously am not trying to, but I have some ideas about how it's going to finish, but actually proving this last bit is proving difficult. So maybe it is this line. Maybe there is some feature of this that I haven't grokked properly. I've worked out it's got C on it, and C's value is 10, which is really unhelpful. But I probably have to pencil mark it, do I? Is that going to be required? I suspect so. I'm trying to look at it and see whether I think there's any particular I'm going to look at that cell, I think. Although I think that could be low. Absolutely do. It could be 1 or 3. Or perhaps 6, although didn't we work out 6 was impossible because we couldn't double 1 the other side, so I think we did. So I'm going to take 6 out. Yeah, I think it can't be 6. 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's C, 7, 8, and 9, so it would have to be a letter, and it can't be B. And if it was the row number, it would be 5. Now, is that impossible? Because you could put C beneath it, but what would you put above it and it wouldn't work? So it's not the row number. So it is 1, 3 or C. Okay. And if it was 3, this would be C. And then this would have to have a high value. Maybe that's not going to work. Maybe because I think I worked out that could be a 6. So maybe that's going to be a 1C pair in the column. That would be hilarious. Yeah, let's think that through. So if this is 3, we've said this would be C, which looks correct to me. So this would have to have a high value, but it's in box 6. It can't use the column number, and it can't use the row number, and it can't be 8, 9, or 7. So, and 6 wouldn't work, it would be too close. So there is a 1C pair on that line. Wow, that's been, I mean, it's been there for a while, but forgive me for not seeing that. So that's B, that's 1, that's B, that's R. So that's R, that's 2. Now, okay, we worked this out, didn't we? B is the 12, so that needs to have a 6 under it, otherwise the R gets in trouble. Oh no. Oh, what's the C? The C is column... Oh, that's... okay, there's a little point there as well. C is a value of 9 here, so that could never have been a 3, so that is a 5. Oh, hang on, careful. No, it is a 3. What are you talking about? Oh, that's been available for a while. That's bad. That might have done that in a bit of a simpler way. But anyway, never mind. Now, so we're now in that world. This is no longer a 3. Now, has that done anything profound for us? Well, it's going to allow us to pencil mark this column with more alacrity, isn't it? We need to put in a 6. Oh, bother. And a 5. You're kidding. How is that not resolved? So the 5 is going to be next to the C, and then it's going to go 1, 6. But I don't know if I know the order. I must know the order. Okay, I'm not sure I do. Let's double click B. Is B helping me? Please help me, B. I really would be most grateful. No? What about R? No, R is still... I think R has still got similar pencil marks to it had before. So... Okay, this 6 is taking... Gosh, this is complicated. So that 6 has taken away the option of 6 here, which has made this an 8, according to what we did before. Which I think means that this, which had to have 7 on it, now needs to get a sensible value from a B here, which is box number 6. Oh. Which means that's B and that's 3. I mean, if this solves, it's quite unbelievable. Because this is so difficult. It's so easy to make an error. Now, okay, so now presumably we look at this column, do we? Where 4 needs to make an appearance. And what else? It doesn't look like it's got 8 in it. So that's going to have to be 8, I think. And that's going to have to be 4. Let's double click the 8s now. Feels like we've done all the 8s. No, we haven't quite, but we will in a moment. That is now an 8. Which took the position of a B, which makes this a B. So now this line has an 8 and an 8 consecutively along this line. So everything has to have a value of 8. So we need to use C here. We need to use R. It's just lunacy. So that's a 7. This is a 6. That's a 6. That's a 3. That's a 3. That's a B. This digit is a 6. Oh, that's a 6. Oh, hang on, I've just put 2 6s in. Don't do that, Simon. Sorry. Is that an R? Yeah, that's an R. Okay, this is a 5. Right, 5 had to go next to C. So that's a 1, and then that's a 6. Hopefully that's not incorrect. Okay, so we can get rid of those. Can we do the 4 and the 5 over here now? I don't know. We've got the... Oh, for goodness sake, look at this. Look at row 6. We've only got letters to put into it on a RENBAN. So this is R, B and C, and we've got to arrange them in such a way that it actually works. Now, we can see B is over here. So B is going to have the value of 5. R is going to have the value of 6. So we've got 5 and 6. So we need the C to have a value of 4 or 7. And the only way of that working is if this is the C. I mean actually it's C by Sudoku as well, but even so, I mean, it's unbelievable setting this. It's extraordinary. Okay, so this is no longer C. This is a naked 3. So that's a 7. That's an 8. This is a funny old line which we haven't thought through yet, so we're going to have to think that through. And we will do that now, because we have not put in, I want to say 2 and 3. That's quite... Oh, is this going to be 2, 5? Oh no, it can't be 2, 5. Oh, it could with it. Oh, no, it couldn't. I've got... Oh, this is a problem. No. I think I've got a problem in this row. Have I... Oh, no, hang on. I've put 2 8s here. So I have got a problem. Well, I haven't put a 1 into this box. Is that a 1? No. I've got 2 3s in this column as well. This is a 1, is what we should have had. Okay, I need to go back. Oh, okay, that's okay. What I did was I looked at this and said I've got a 3 7 8 triple left. That's not true, because I've got an 8 here. Okay, so this is a 3 7 and this is a 1. And that might now get us out of our little conundrum. We can actually put the 7 in. We can put the 3 in. I really hope that this is not going to still be a problem. I fear it might be. Oh, well. Hang on. Okay, so what is that? I want to say 6. Is that true? That's okay, because that could be a 3 and it goes 3 6 3. Oh, phew. Well, that was horrible. That was another horrible, horrible moment. Okay, so now I've got to put 2 into there. That seems to be true. And here I need 3, 4, and 5. That must be resolved. That's 5, that's 3, that's 4. That's 4, that's... How can that be over there, the vinyl digits? Okay, now what are the chances that this is correct? I'm going to say close to 0. That is one of the most extraordinarily difficult puzzles I have ever done. Oh, that's ridiculous. Oh my goodness, it's had loads of solves as well. That, I mean, okay, Marty, you totally and utterly flummoxed me with that one. I don't know. I mean, I think that was... I mean, it's so inventive and so clever, and some of the steps... like what was forced onto that green line, were amazing. But then, CBR, this being all 8s, it's just evil. It's pure evil. It's the most malicious thing you could possibly ever imagine. And, you know, and I loved it. I just found it very hard to solve accurately. I hope I've done that. I've no doubt the comments will tell us if I haven't quite... I'm sure I didn't do it efficiently. But yeah, doing it and explaining it while you're going along and trying to do it logically, that felt tough. That felt tough, I've got to tell you. But brilliant. Brilliant. It's another movie-length edition of Cracking the Cryptic. Let me know how you got on with that in the comments. I enjoy the comments, especially when they're kind. And we'll be back later with another edition of Cracking the Cryptic.